Hello. It's Connie from Faff Designs. It's Tuesday. It's 2 p.m. UK time. So that means I'm live on the Dixie Belle YouTube channel. So hello and welcome. Like I say, my name's Connie. I'm from Faff Designs and I'm one of your Dixie Belle brand ambassadors. I'm just startled by the weather. Let's just start with the weather. What is going on? I've just stood outside and it's been red hot sunshine followed by quite an intense hail storm, which I did capture on camera. So if you're interested in the UK weather today, that's on my stories. I also have been demoing the new Dixie Shine on my stories. So if you're interested to see how that works, head over to my stories on Instagram and there's a little sneak peek of what I'm up to there. But today I am going to talk about how to do hemp seed oil. So my kind of lives since the start of the year, I've been going back to basics with some of the Dixie Belle products because the Dixie Belle YouTube channel has blown up. She's blown up. Hi Jackie. So there's loads of new subscribers. I also have quite a lot of new subscribers on my YouTube channel. And hi Sharon, good morning. So I spoke with Dixie Belle and said, how about I kind of go back to basics with a few of the products and just see how it goes. And it's been going okay. Feedback is good so far. So I'm going to continue until I've run out of ideas and then I'll go back to just normal content. Not that this isn't normal, but I am basically just, as it says in the title, just going back to basics with some products. So instead of showing you what I'm currently working on and getting loads of techniques in and making it overly complicated, which sometimes I do, we're just going back to basics. So little backstory about this piece behind. If you do follow me, you may recognise it from a charity shop haul that I got a few weeks, possibly months ago now. I lose track. Okay, I go to the charity shop more than I should and I buy things that I don't need. However, unique. So obviously I bought it, didn't I? Initially, I was going to paint it, but the more I've looked at it, the more I like it as it is. So this video is going to show you what you can do to something. If you like it, you just need to give it a little bit of a refresh. You don't want to paint it. You just, you might already have something that's looking a little bit tired and needs a little bit of a refresh. You might find something in a charity shop that you love as it is. You just want to tidy it up, give it a little bit of a refresh. This is actually going in my living room. So for those of you that follow me, you know that I've been decorating my house. This is going as it is, but it is a little bit kind of, it's a little bit dried out. So I believe it's oak. It's very dark wood, which I actually really like because I do have some painted pieces in my room, in my house, in my front room, in my living room. So I feel like if I was to paint it, it might be a little bit overkill because lots and lots of painted pieces can sometimes fight against one another. So I'm just going to keep it as it is. But I've got the product. If you want to just refresh something without really touching it, I haven't even cleaned this. Not even going to clean it. Not going to clean it. Not going to sand it. Don't need to do anything like that. Obviously, if I wanted to take that dark varnish off, I would need to sand it and strip it, but I don't want to. I want to keep it as it is. I want to preserve the patina. With all its knocks and bangs and weird, it's not even symmetrical, the pattern on the back. I actually think this piece has been made out of something else. Not recently, a long time ago, judging by the joints and whatnot, but I do think it's been made out of something else because it's just a weird piece, just a weird little piece. So it's actually just a wall shelf. It's just weird. I've never seen anything like it. Anyway, she's Danish, she is. So, how to do hemp oil? This bad boy. This is basically an eco-friendly, completely natural, non-toxic oil made from hemp seed oil. So, it can't get high. It's not that kind of oil. It's in no way, shape or form medicinal. You can't do yourself any injuries with this at all. Can't get up to any mischief with this. But it's completely natural. So if you are somebody that suffers with issues with smells or chemicals, then this could be a good alternative for you. You don't just have to use it over raw wood either. You can use this over paint. So it dries, and it dries hard. So that's why hemp seed oil can be used over painted furniture as well. I've used this over chalk mineral paint. It doesn't work well over Terra. Terra is a law unto herself. I'm naming her because she's a finicky fool, is Terra. So Terra needs special care. She needs looking after with a special top coat. So not compatible with Terra, but it is compatible with chalk mineral paint, and it's also compatible with silk. Why would you use it over silk? Why would you do that? It can just add a little luster to it. It can add a little bit of depth to the paint. You can use it over silk absolutely fine. So obviously you can see it's a liquid, and because it is eco-friendly, non-toxic, it's also food grade safe. So you can use this over chopping boards, wooden utensils, tabletops, countertops, worktops, all the places where you would prepare food. You can use this stuff, and it's quite a thin oil. It's not a thick, sticky oil. It's quite thin. It's dead easy to use. And that's all I'm going to do with this. So as hemp seed oil dries, it cures, and it takes about 30 days to do that. And once it's cured, it's actually water resistant. So it is quite a durable product. People don't give it enough credit. It is actually very durable. And I have painted pieces, sealed it with this, and it's been absolutely fine. Now, just before we continue, what I will say, because it's an oil, and anything that's oil based that goes over a light colour, so whites, creams, beiges, but mainly whites and creams, can have a tendency to turn amber. So just be careful if you are using it over whites. It's probably not the product that I would use over white paint, because again, like I say, it can have a tendency to turn a kind of slightly yellowy tinge to it over time. So brilliant for darks, absolutely brilliant for dark colours. So I'm talking caviar, collard greens, all the dark blues, all those kind of tones. Brilliant. You can also use it over the deeper reds, kernel mustard, all the darker sort of colours. Just probably avoid white. So all I'm going to do is, I've actually got a chip brush. And I'm just going to, because obviously this has got some carved detail on the back here, but you can apply it pretty much in any way, shape or form that you, I'm just going to turn my heater off, it's burning my leg. You can apply it however you like, pretty much. So you can use it with a brush, you can apply it with a sponge, a rag, a cloth, however you want, really. Sometimes I apply it with this. But like I said, I've got the carved detail in. So I have got another piece in my house upstairs that actually a big chest of drawers that are similar in tone, not quite as dark, but they belong to my great aunt, and I don't want to paint those either. I just want to kind of, because furniture can get dull and it also can dry out over time. So this is perfect because this actually nourishes the wood. So I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer. Can you see? Oh gosh, I'm so sorry about the close-up. That was horrendous. So I'm just gonna whack some on. Let's put you up a little bit closer, a bit higher. There we go. I've just put some on there, and you can't over apply this, because the surface that you're putting it onto, whether it is raw wood or painted, will only absorb as much of the oil as it needs. So you can't over apply it. Even if you do really whack it on like I've just done, what you're going to do is after a period of time. Now, it doesn't really matter how long that is. I tend to leave it about half an hour to an hour. Some people leave it overnight. It depends on the surface. If it's painted, you might need to revisit it a couple of times. But what you're going to do is come back to this and basically get some cloth or a rag and wipe the excess off. So anything that's sitting on the surface still and hasn't soaked in to whatever you're painting it, whatever you're applying it over the top of, painted raw wood, that just means you don't. That's it. That's all you. That's the amount of oil that surface is going to absorb. So if you've got something that is raw wood, for example, this has obviously got a varnish on it or something, an existing finish. Like I say, I haven't even cleaned this. I'm not going to. I just want to keep it as it is, but just add that richness back to the wood. But if you've got something that's raw wood, obviously it's going to be more porous and absorb more oil than something that has got an existing finish over the top of it like this. So it really does depend on the surface that you're putting it on, but I won't need to leave this any longer than kind of half an hour. And that's just going to let the oil soak into the surface, and then you just rub the excess off. So I'm taking quite a bit of this oil off the shelf and just using it on my bristles to get working all of that carved detail on the back. But you can already see the difference. So I haven't done here where it's looking a little bit dull, but I have done over here. The other thing is that throws you a little bit with hemp oil is that it actually dries matte. So there is very little sheen to it. It looks shiny now, but obviously that's because the oil's wet. But as it dries, it becomes more matte. And then when it's completely cured, there's barely any sheen on it at all. But it does give you a sort of a low luster. It's less of a sheen than wax, I would say. But it definitely has got a little bit of a sheen. I'm going to say luster. I always say luster with hemp oil rather than a shine, because it just gives you like a lot of depth over the darker colours. That's how easy it is. I'm hoping you can see. So again, here you can just see there's a bit of dust in the corner. Just get rid of that. And a lot of people ask, what happens if you've treated something with hemp oil and then you want to paint it? So if the hemp oil has cured, so if it's gone over the 30-day period, then you are generally okay to paint over the top of it. With most paints, some might kick up a little bit of a stink. If you tried maybe silk paint over hemp oil, it might not be as effective as, say, Terra, for example, because Terra's got really good adhesion over most surfaces. Silk needs a little bit more prep. But if you've gone over that 30-day cure time, then you are usually okay to paint over the top of it. If it's very freshly treated with hemp oil, the way to remove it or to get it ready for painting is to use mineral spirits, or white spirits as we call them in the UK, and just rub the surface until you've basically got all the hemp oil off, and then it's ready to be painted. So you can take it off if you change your mind, which we do. I change my mind a lot. I'm probably sure I'll be back next week trying to paint this and I changed my mind. I changed my mind a huge amount. But there are solutions for everything. So I have actually changed my mind a few times with stuff that I've treated with hemp oil. And I've painted over it absolutely fine. So it's not anything that you need to be kind of concerned about. If you do change your mind, it's easily rectified. So going back. I'm hoping the camera can pick it up. So the top shelf has been treated with hemp seed oil. All of the bottom, underneath this first top shelf, all of this is just looking a bit dated, a bit dull. So I'm hoping you can see the difference. And I'm going to wipe the excess off with you. I know I haven't left it half an hour, but I'm going to wipe the excess off with you so you can see what it looks like. Because the other thing with this as well is you can apply a couple of coats. So if you have a really thirsty surface, so if you're applying it onto something that's really porous, like raw wood, or the wood's very, very dried out, you can apply a couple of coats. So if you come back to it in half an hour or an hour and all the oil seems to have gone and been absorbed by the substrate, whack another layer on. When you know you've got enough coats on, you will start to see almost patchiness. Don't panic, it's not patchiness. That is basically where the substrate or the thing that you're applying it over, the wood or the paint, that's basically had enough and it cannot soak any more oil in. So that is when you go in with your rag, you wipe the excess off. With painted surfaces, what you might tend to find is come back like the next day and you look at it and it might have gone patchy again. Again, it's not actually patchy, it can be rectified because it's still at this point you're still able to take the excess off. So just rub it until it stops going, until it stops kind of pooling. So it's just basically where the oil is being absorbed in certain areas and not others. So to keep it basically like a consistent coat, you just keep wiping the excess off. If you see any patchiness occur, just wipe it off with a cloth. That's all you need to do. You haven't done anything wrong. Because when I first used it, it did exactly that. It started like pooling in areas. So I was like, oh, I've put it on wrong, but it's not at all. So I've just got some of this. This is just a blue shop cloth that I get off Amazon in bulk because I use it for everything. And then you're just going to literally wipe the excess off. It's as easy as that. And this is all you do over a painted surface as well. It's just that if it was on a painted surface, excuse me, I'd be leaving it longer. I'd be leaving this over a painted surface, depending on what other things I've got going on, which is normally quite a few. I'd probably come back to this like in an hour to take that initial excess off and then let it sit overnight and see what happens with a painted surface. But like I say, you can't really go wrong with this stuff. So this is just gonna, you see, that's just wet oil. That's just the excess coming off. Because I know, although this does look a little bit tired, it's not particularly dried out. And there's also an existing varnish or something on here, which is going to stop a lot of the oil being absorbed. So it's not going to kind of need to sit for half an hour or an hour before I wipe the excess off. There we go. So as it dries and cures, it's going to lose that sheen and go more matte. It's just shiny at the minute, again, because the oil's still wet. It's still freshly applied. Even though I've removed the excess, it's still freshly applied. But that's all I'm going to do to this shelf. I'm obviously going to get Andy to hang it because I'm a liability with drills and putting holes in the wall and all that kind of stuff. I'll probably end up taking like a water pipe out or electric pipe, electric cable. So I'm gonna get Andy to drill, put this on the wall tonight. He doesn't know that yet. He's gonna have that to come home to when he gets home from work. So line him up with some jobs. So that's the difference. Can you see? That was the stool. Can you see the difference there? Top shelf, hemp seed oil. Bottom shelf, nothing. So as always, with everything that I use in my Dixie Belle lives, you can find it at your local Dixie Belle retailer. This is so perfect. I was just gifted an antique desk similar to your piece, blah, blah, blah. I think you definitely should use hemp oil on it. That sounds like, if it's the similar finish, definitely. Because I am finding as well that wood... Thank you, Teresa. I do try my best to be hilarious. I'd love to be a comedian. I would absolutely love to be a comedian. That's... Dixie Belle, if you're listening, if you need anybody like at any kind of gigs to, you know, do a bit of comedian-ish kind of stuff. Comedian-ish, I just made that up. Stand up, there you go. So he'll do it on the same day. Who, Andy? Yeah, whack it on the wall. I'm impatient, Jackie. I want stuff doing yesterday. So yeah, this is what we are now, 2:30, 2 o'clock, something like that, 2:30. He will get home at 6. By 6:15, this better be on the wall, okay? Otherwise, there's no tea for Andrew. That's all I'm saying. What was I going to say? I'm not going to do the back. The back's the bit that obviously will go against the wall. The wall itself is freshly decorated, so I'm not going to do that. I'll just do the shelves. And then I'm going to make it look pretty. Put a candle on it or something. Yeah, the desk sounds beautiful. What I was going to say, what I was just saying before I read some of the comments, I get very easily distracted, is I am noticing more and more and more wood. So wood and paint combo and more refinished pieces they're making a big comeback. So if you know some of the products that Dixie Belle do, there are some amazing things that you can refinish. You don't have to paint everything. Definitely don't have to paint everything. There's the no paint gel stain, there's the voodoo gel stain, there's the hemp seed oil, there's Big Mama's butter. Big Mama's butter would also have worked equally as well on here because it has hemp seed oil in it. That is more of a soft wax than a liquid, but equally worked as well. So there's loads of stuff that you can refinish pieces with. You don't have to paint absolutely everything. Says me, who's addicted to painting everything. But no, refinished pieces are big at the minute, very, very big. And that seems to be a trend kind of all over, not just in the UK, I'm noticing. Not that by any stretch of the imagination am I on trend, let me tell you. Definitely not. So yeah, I thought that I'd show you something that's not painted for once, and I hope that helped with a back to basics product. So yeah, let me know if you're going to use it, what you use it on. Like I say, as always, anything that I use on my Dixie Belle lives, you can find at your local Dixie Belle retailer. Make sure you are supporting your Dixie Belle retailer. Who wants to see a sneak peek of Dixie Shine? I'll take the drawer out. I'm hoping it'll catch it on camera, how shiny this is. It's shiny, okay? Let's turn it towards the... Whoa. Whoa. Look at that. So that's Dixie Shine. This video isn't about Dixie Shine. She's just steamrolled in and taken over, but I had to show you. Because, I mean, even on this front-facing camera on my phone, that is picking it up a treat. So that's new. That's a new product. You need to get that as well. You need to go and get some of that. You need to go and get some hemp oil. Look at it. And I'm not kidding. It's so easy to use. Dixie Shine is so easy to use. Look at it. Shiny. Shinier than gilding wax. It gives you a gold leaf effect, but you don't have the wastage with gold leaf. You don't have the mess with gold leaf. It's cleaner. It's easier. Gives you the same results. Just saying. Anyway, I'm going because I've got to go and pick my kids up from school. That's my afternoon pretty much over and done with. Make sure you follow me on all the places. I'm on all social media. We have some fun over TikTok. No mess like leaf. Exactly. There's no mess. No mess at all. We have some fun over on TikTok if you want to join me over on TikTok. I am probably my most stupidest on TikTok because got to try and keep up with the kids on TikTok, haven't I? Down with the kids. Trying to be cool, trying to fit in. But yeah, I'm on all the social media channels. Follow me, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and do all the things. And I'll be back next week. If you've got any requests, I can't get my words out straight today because I've had too many coffees because I woke up at 4:30. So I'm tired. I'm trying to counteract that with caffeine. It's not working. If you have any requests on what you would like me to go back to basics with, drop them in the comments. I'll read the comments and I'll see if I can tie something in next week, because I feel like I'm running out of back to basic stuff. Have I covered everything? I don't know. Anyway, I need an early night, don't I? I think so. Also, getting my hair done tomorrow, because it's not pretty. We're getting off track. We've gone off track. I'll let you people go. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely Tuesday. It is Tuesday. Have a lovely Tuesday. I will see you next week. Spanish moss. Spanish moss as ever. Jackie messaged me. I don't know what you mean. Yes, thank you for watching. As always, I will see you all next week. Bye-bye.